Woo! What's going on, guys? Orms Forum coming at you guys today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some Detroit Lions moves. The trade deadline is literally today at 4 p.m. and the Lions have traded Pro Bowl tight end TJ Hockenson to the Minnesota Vikings. Yes, you heard that first. Minnesota Vikings. Now, 25 years old, 6'4", 248 pounds. One Pro Bowl to his name back in 2020, has missed about 9 games. A little bit banged up all the time, always on the injury report. A lot of rest day. Just a younger guy. Now let's go over his career stats. Now, 186 catches, 2,068 yards, 11.1 yards per catch, 15 touchdowns at a 64.8% catch rate for his career. Now, his 2022 numbers, 26 catches, 395 yards, 15.2 yards per reception, 3 touchdowns at a 60.5% catch rate for the season. Now, when I first initially heard this trade, I was like, why are we giving up a bunch of picks? We're giving up 2 picks. And I thought initially I either read this or I read it wrong or I just, whatever, it was changed. At first I thought we were giving up a 2023, I thought we were giving up a 3rd round pick. And I was like, my God, we're giving up a 3rd and we're getting only a 2nd and a 3rd back. And then it either changed or I just kind of I had to sit back and I had to kind of calm myself, because my initial reaction was I didn't like this deal whatsoever. My initial reaction. This is what we got, okay? This is what we get in return. We get a 2023 2nd round pick and a 2024 3rd round pick. Now, we give back, the Vikings get Hockenson, a 2023 4th round pick, and then a 2024 conditional 4th round pick as part of the deal. And now I just heard too, that 2024 4th round conditional can turn into a 5th round pick if the Vikings win a playoff game. Now I don't know if it's the Vikings have to win a playoff game this year or next year, because it's 2024 conditional. So it's not for a couple years down the road. But they have to win a playoff game, and then that changes to a 5th round conditional pick, or 5th round pick. So that's good for the Lions. So if you're a Lions fan, I know you don't want to hear it, root for the Minnesota Vikings to win a playoff game, and then that pick becomes even deeper for us. Like it becomes even lower. It's a lower pick for us to give away to the Minnesota Vikings. Now, there could be other conditions in there at all in that pick too as well. It could be, I don't know if it's just the playoff implications, but it could be like snaps, how many snaps he takes, catches, yards, touchdowns. It could be a couple different things, but that is for sure one condition. If they make win the playoff game, the Vikings, it turns from a 4th into a 5th. And that's a good thing, because the Vikings look like they're playing good football, 6-1, leading the division. At least I think they're a little bit of a mirage, that team, but they are winning ball games. They're somehow doing it. Now, like I said earlier, man, I had to really digest this trade, because everybody loved Hockenson. A lot of people on this fan base did, and I liked him too. I thought he was a really good tight end. Always banged up though, showed flashes of greatness. Had a couple big games this year. One for sure huge game where he had like 170-something yards, a couple touchdowns. Had a decent game even last week, breaking some tackles. But he seemed like he was just underutilized here. We get in return a 2023 2nd, and then we get that 3rd back in 2024. That is probably the best offer that this regime was going to get. I know it's within the division. People don't want to hear it. And Minnesota was kind of, I think they gave up a lot to get him, because they just lost their starting tight end, Irv Smith, to I don't know what his injury was, but he's out for the year. So they're a little bit desperate, and I think they gave up good value. At first, I hated the deal. I did, because I was like, why are we giving up picks to get picks back? We're moving up in the draft now. Now we got 4 picks within the top. I believe we have 4 picks within the top 100. It might even be more. It might even be the top 65 or something like that. But we have 4 picks now. Now they're second round picks. We all know how we all know how this organization, not even this regime, deals with second round picks. Now it looks like Pascal maybe could be, that finally that good second round pick. We still have to see more of him actually, but it's value. It is value. And at first I hated it, but I'm starting to like it. My initial reaction was bad. Now, here's the thing too with this pick. HOCKENSON, at the beginning of the year, there was talk that Hawk was in talks with Brad Holmes and this regime about possibly getting re-upped. They picked up his 5th-year option, which would have paid him $9.3, $9.4 million, okay, for next year. So that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for a guy that doesn't really do a whole bunch. He's got the talent. You see the talent there, but it's like he's never utilized enough. Personally, I felt that. And I know a lot of Lions fans did as well. But I don't think they ever were. We've been talking about trading HOCKENSON for years now, for 2 years. This has been it's been getting heated up for about 2 years at least. He's only been here for 4, right? So it's been getting heated up for about 2 years. Ever since his Pro Bowl year in 2020, people were talking about in 2021, talking about in 2022, and it now comes to fruition. It's real. Here it is. He was going to make $9.3, $9.4 million, like I said, next year, and he was asking for top 5 money. Now, top 5 money, that's Darren Waller, who's been banged up this year, but we all know how good of a tight end he can be, receiving tight end anyways. George Kittle, Travis Kelce, Dallas Goedert, and Mark Andrews. Those guys are making 13 to 15, around roughly 14 plus $15 million a season. Now, is there one person, one Lions fan that can look me dead in the eye, look anybody dead in the eye and say, TJ HOCKENSON is worth those guys type of money? Mark Andrews, Goddard, Travis Kelce, Kittle, Darren Waller, not a chance. Now, I think TJ HOCKENSON can be a top 10 tight end in the NFL. I think he can be. I still think he's top 12, top 15 in the league. I think he's even better than 15. Let's say top 10, top 12. He's not elite, but he's a really good tight end when used properly. And it's not all just our offense's fault. It's not just Jared Goff's fault. It's not just Ben Johnson's fault. He's just not part of the offense. There's games where he just disappears. But then there's games where you're like, okay, man, now you got to pay him. It doesn't work that way. We've seen the ups, we've seen the downs of TJ HOCKENSON. I wish him nothing but the best, but he's not here no more. He's in the division. I think we play him in a few weeks. When do we play Minnesota again? We've already played him this year. We play him again sometime down the road, obviously. And it'll be interesting then. It's going to be interesting then. He's going to a team, with Kirk Cousins, some really good players around, a really good offense, Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson. So he's surrounded by some really good talent, and it's just going to make the Minnesota Vikings better. It won't make him any worse, I tell you that. But all in all, we're getting capital back. We are getting at least capital back. The 2023 second and the 2024 third round pick, I think, is a good deal, and you're only giving up a fourth. You're only giving up a 2023 fourth, and then you're giving up maybe a 2024 fourth round pick that could turn into a fifth round pick. So go Vikings. Go Vikings. Win a playoff game at least. It's probably the most least hated team that I despise is probably the most least hated team that in the NFC North that I can kind of stomach. I don't really mind Minnesota Vikings fans. They're not obnoxious like Bears and Green Bay Packers fans. They're actually good to have a conversation with. They're actually pretty good fans. They've been a pretty good fan base. I think most of my time that I've been around, that I've actually enjoyed talking to, I still don't want them to win a Super Bowl, but it's the one team that I can handle. I don't think I could have handled it if they went to Chicago or Green Bay. I don't think I could have handled it. But Minnesota, you know what I mean? We're getting some good value back. I think we're getting really good value back, and that's okay. And I wish Hockenson nothing but the best. I don't think he was worth top 5 money, and obviously this regime thought the exact same thing. There's no way they were paying him. They didn't even want to pay him $9.3 million, $9.4 million. They didn't even want to do that. They didn't want to go down that road. So I think it's a smart move. My initial reaction was I hated it. All I got to do is digest. I got to do a little bit of kumbaya, you know, a little bit of just a little bit of just trying to find my trying to find my inner peace, and then I found it, and I was okay with it. No homerism, no nothing like that. There's no homerism here. I think it was a good deal. Do I think we fleeced the Vikings? No, I don't think we fleeced them. I think it was a good deal, though. I think it was a solid deal because they're getting a return, a possible really good tight end who could be who I think is a top 10 tight end at least in the NFL. And it's really good for a playoff push. And I think we're getting good draft capital back, good value. I really do. I really think it's a good trade. It's a good trade for both squads. It really is. So that's the video, guys. Thanks for paying attention. Thanks for tuning in. Hawk gone. He's a Minnesota Viking. Our man's going to be in purple and white. It's going to look weird. But hey, man, this is what happens when you're 1-6. This is what happens when you're 1-6. I don't think they're done yet. There's talks, I guess, of other trades going on, apparently, but all kind of just chatter. And I'll try to get to it as fast as I can. But thanks, guys. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button at the bottom right. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, get all my videos. Don't forget to like, comment, share this out. Hawk's gone. He's a Viking. One pride. Go Lions. Boom.